Hello.
Hi, hello. And welcome to everybody who watches our Oracle card video. We are on the 1st of November in a beautiful new moon. And of course, we have started the next revolution of the Wheel of the Year because we had Samhain yesterday and now we're into the brand new, the very, very brand new. So Gwen and I are delighted to be here, actually in the same room together.
In Scotland.
Which doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't.
But we are. And we've got our reading for you. So that you can hopefully make sense of the energy of the next couple of months. Months?
It might well be.
Yeah. The next couple of weeks, really. That's what we were aiming for. But of course, we are starting into that new year. So maybe there's a little bit in there for you as well. And how are you, Gwen?
I'm fine, yes. Really enjoying Scotland. I
Yeah.
love the energy up here. Really, really nice. And in your lovely studio.
Yes, surrounded by all this art and energy. So, shall we get started?
Yes, let's start.
Yeah, okay.
New moon, your turn.
Well, I actually have three sets of cards.
Right.
So I've got my beautiful Moonology manifestation cards because they always seem to work really well up here. I've got the Rebecca Campbell Healing Waters cards. I'm feeling we need a little bit of steadying of that emotion. And I've also got the Blue Angel Oracle cards. And for me, the Blue Angel Oracle cards often talk about spiritual missions or where we're all headed. So I'm going to pick some cards and we'll just see where it all goes. And I think I just need to get 1, 2, 3 of those. Perm any 8 and 10.
The
Remember the
football pools, yeah.
Way before the lottery and the whatever. Yes.
Rubber age, Annie,
Yeah.
rubber age.
Well, now the odds are very good, actually. We've had the year of the Tower. Can't split them two up. And we're heading into the year of the Chariot. So everything's fallen over, everything's collapsing, everything's going back down to rock bottom for us to look at and to deal with and to rebuild. I only want one of those, I think, at the moment. So if you bear in mind the movement forward, the momentum that we're now going to pick up, and to be able to start bringing those dreams really into reality. We've had a lot of upheaval, a lot of, but now we need that reality to happen. So I'm watching the US election with real interest because I'm hoping we get joy and optimism. That would be fantastic because that's the tone we want to set next year. So the first card that's come out is the last quarter moon in Libra.
Balance.
Libra, balance, but it's always hard to achieve balance. This card particularly, and especially there she is, she's sitting under the moon. She's just trying to be relaxed and peaceful. So I feel like it's a time for us to regroup, to rest. I use the word surrender, not necessarily in a giving up kind of way, but in a way of things are happening and it will happen the way it's meant to happen. So I don't need to be in control. Taking charge of self and looking after how you feel. That's really important at the moment. When the tower falls, we're going to feel grief and loss because what we had as the structures around us are gone. But that doesn't mean that we are lost or aimless, wandering. We've got to have that self-love to go, within me,
definitely.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
yeah, within me.
She's holding her light as well.
She is, absolutely. So it's reminding ourselves we're going to come through anything. We're going to be relatively unscathed, is the way I would put it, the feeling from this. We've just had a few verses from Elsa here in the room, and here we've got the card itself. Let it go. Just let it go. We've had some entertainment and a bit of let it go here. So again, that surrender is about letting it go, releasing the past, forgiving. You know, we have to forgive ourselves. We're way too hard on ourselves. And what this new moon is asking us to remind ourselves is we've done what we could. We've done the best we can in the circumstances we found ourselves. So doesn't matter now. What's interesting is this is a move it forward card. So this idea of unburdening. So you might find over the next couple of weeks, you are again feeling pushed to, I need to get rid of that. I need to deal with that. And, you know, I've got to stop feeling like that. Yeah, we're rebuilding. We're going to rebuild. And what you don't want to do is use the old bricks if they're all knackered. You want to put back the new and the fresh. So while you're surrendering, let it go. Next, we've got the new moon in Gemini. And this is really powerful, thinking it through time. When I look at this card, I always sort of see a face in the moon that's sort of reflective. It makes me think I need to reflect on what the new is that I want, because we tell ourselves, oh, I want this and I want that, but we're not always sure, are we?
No, no.
And there's a very strong head-heart thing that goes on,
yeah,
isn't there?
Definitely. Yeah.
And it's trying to get into what the heart is guiding us to, and all these sort of valleys that we can walk along in the mountains. You know, there are easier routes in life. And with this new year, new moon, time to remember that we can go a different way. We're not so stuck that we've got to choose the same old, especially within ourselves. We can look at ourselves and step into different shoes and go, well, yeah, I don't want to be like that. Or even, I'm not like that. So letting this kind of twin energy, this head and heart, settle itself, and letting the heart come to the front. Because here we've got what we need to do this year. Here are the sirens. They are enticing us forward, but also we have to be the sirens too. Letting our voice come, letting our desires be in words. Before we build it, we have to be able to express it. And this is about freedom and expansion. This is about choosing paths that encourage, enable, support, bring together a unity. I always think of the sirens as like cosmic unity.
Yes.
It's that divine feminine saying, look, come this way, do it this way. And I know that in the mythology, the sirens for sailors were supposed to be bad. You know, every woman's bad for every man, kind of in all our stories, or a lot of our stories. But the sirens for me are actually saying there is a different way, a seductive way to go forward. You know, we can make it hard if we want, but don't make it hard, because you don't need to. And the divine feminine is saying you don't need to make it that hard a burden on yourself.
Let it flow.
Absolutely, as well as go. So what we've got next is the last quarter moon in Virgo. And for me, this is about, yeah, we need to sort out the detail. Okay, now that doesn't mean the detail for the next 5 years. It might mean the detail for the next week or the next 2 weeks. It might mean what is the detail inside of me. Sometimes we're a bit scared to look at what's holding us back.
Yeah.
To actually get into that shadow side and niggle out, what is it? What exactly is it that I need to let go? So there'll be opportunities over the next fortnight or so while we're rising to that beautiful full moon to look at what we're actually wanting to build. We're the architects of that. So are we building on a really good floor plan? Are we building on somebody else's plan that doesn't fit ours? What's the detail? And making sure that within you, you're comfortable that you're moving forward with what is right for you. Because we've got, always love getting this card. This is the Isle of Avalon card. This is, if you like, the mystical journey back to the special place. I always feel the energy of the elementals in this card.
Definitely.
She's in a boat. She's just being drifted back through to the Isle, to this peaceful, reverent, sacred space. So what this card is representing is that healing and transformation, what's necessary to return us back to feeling whole, to understand we've got a fresh page, a new chapter to write, and we can put our whole self into it, or can leave bits stuck agonizing over the past, bits stuck agonizing over the future, when actually we're just getting the boat and drift. The currents will take us wherever we're meant to go. And that's the important start to this year, is everything that comes up to you is a blessing. It's an opportunity to go, what is this telling me? What is this showing me? What do I need to adjust? Am I surrendering enough? Am I drifting enough? And I need to clarify, a lot of people think drift means you do nothing. But actually, when you're drifting, what you're doing is you're creating in your visions what you want next.
It's a transformation, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's the flow of transformation.
Yeah. So it's not a thing to be angry with yourself with or upset with yourself with. It's actually a beautiful opportunity to re-establish what the heart wants, because things change, definitely change. Now, I've pulled a blue angel oracle card because there's some guidance, there's some support from all of the angelic realm for us. And what's come out is the Angel of Hearts. This represents truth. We have to find the truth, inner truth and outer truth. We have to come from the heart at whatever we are doing. And if we come from the heart, we are not angry, vengeful, divisive people in our hearts. We might be in our heads because of what we've learned or taken on board, or the values that we think will get us what we want. But if we come from the heart, always we bring in compassion, kindness. We bring in community. We bring in the strength of being together, standing together in our power. So your truth is within you. Your power is within you. Use your heart. Let the Angel of Hearts guide you to what is right for you over the next couple of weeks.
Lovely, Annie.
Okay.
Super duper.
So,
when I left Halifax and picked my cards, there's only 2 sets of cards I ever bring to Scotland, and that is my sacred forest. And I've been up to the mother tree this week and given her a big hug.
Yeah.
And the sea. And Annie, Bubble and I have had a lot of adventures on the beach this week.
Yeah.
Right, so let's see what the cards are bringing. I think, well, just for the 3 cards that just come out, they're sort of already emphasizing some of the message that you gave. want another one of those. Okay, so the Raven Spirit, and they have been around all around us this
Yes.
week. That's why I smiled when that card came out. But you know, as it says, it is the sign of the card of truth. And as Annie said, this not only is it being true to yourself, but it's allowing the truth to come out. I do feel politically there's a lot of things that are happening in the world at the moment. And it's in the hope that the truth and the innocence and the beliefs of the good, the common good, will prevail. The raven's a very, very strong bird, often seen on its own, but not often seen in a pair, but often seen in fours. And I think that's quite relevant too. And she's there in the middle of a forest with the light shining in front of her. And I think that's what it's about. Okay. I think this is very similar to one of your cards. We have here the caverns and the islets of the sea, where the water can sometimes be as nicely as calm as that, but it can also be as rough. And this is the card of curiosity, and but it's being open to explore. If you look right in the middle of that inlet there, you can see the boat as well. I think you had a boat on yours. It is about that travel as you're traveling. Be open to things. Explore. I've got the word detail, but I know you said that. But it is about exploring those details, because sometimes it's the very smallest thing that gives the biggest results. And I think that's what we've got to think about too.
And I think with both of those as well, because it's water, boats on water, it's that flow of emotion and the emotional detail.
Definitely,
Yeah.
Definitely. And the fact that and these cards are double-sided. These are double-sided cards, and they only have 4 different backs to them, but that is moving forward. That's the plank of moving forward. So yeah, be open to explore. When you were doing your reading, all I kept thinking about, you talk about the common good, and this, I was just thinking, just find your joy. And sure enough, the hummingbird came out, and that always brings joy. The tiniest of birds, but with such precision in the work that they do, full of colour, full of spirit. So yeah, I think I've just got that one word is joy. Make sure you're always, whatever you're seeking, whatever you're feeling, when it's come from the heart, that the way forward is always with joy, not with hesitation. It might be very small steps, like I was saying with the when you're exploring, it might be very, very small steps. It might be the very small details, but make sure that whenever you take that step forward, it's always with that joy in here. There we go. We've got excuse me, a little remote island in the middle of the lovely calm ocean. Interesting, the clouds are in the sky. It's not as clear as you think it is. But this is the card of enough. It doesn't matter if it's not as clear as you think it is. You've just got to be exactly who you are. Know that what you have is enough. We always want more of what we can't have, but we know the universe will provide if we need. And I think that's what we've got to remember. We are enough in ourselves, and we have enough for ourselves. It's funny, I was dreaming about dragons the other day. There's a dragon, and that's the power. And again, that beautiful purple protection color that's around that dragon, and holding their light, holding their power, very similar to the lady you had to do with self-love, and making sure you hold your own power. She's, that dragon is protecting her. The purple's all around her, and it's remembering that your guides are always with you. So even if you're wondering, what's going on, always remember, your guides are with you to shine that light. And I do notice the new moon in the background there as well. Yeah. So hold your power. Yeah. Wonderful.
Protecting our light.
Absolutely protecting our light. Yeah. We have another. These are all very calm oceans. Yeah. These are the backs of both of these cards. Is the steady ahead card, steady to go. So here we have the reveal card. Beautiful picture of what lies beneath us, I want to say. And the beauty that is underneath the sea, so the beauty that is within, and be open to lead you to the connection, is what the card says. And I do feel that's what we've always got to believe in. And we've got to be open. Annie and I have just been talking about workshops that we're going to be doing next year. Or, well, it looks as if I'll be doing these workshops next year.
Yes.
But it is about being open to find that connection. And I said to Annie, the first workshops I'm going to do is to allow people to realise they can open themselves up to connection.
Yeah. We've been talking, haven't we?
Yeah, so it's going to be sort of about my journey and how I started, because I believe, but I didn't know how to believe, if you like. So yeah, so it's being open to lead that connection. And once you have that connection, it is amazing how much you know that people around you, the energy around you, the energy of the universe, and obviously the way the moons work, really, really do help you believe in self, definitely, and moving forward. Oh, there we go. I've got the water spirit, beautiful otter there. I love otters. And as it says, it's manifesting your dreams. And we have now gone into the new year, the new moon. It's in Scorpio. So again, when we're talking about moving forward, it is with letting go of that emotion, letting go of the stuckness, letting go of those little stings that you've had in your tail and things like that, because sometimes they're the hardest things to get rid of. And again, it might be a little detail that's hard to drop. I think over the next 2 weeks, it's really what we've got to think about. I really felt the shift from yesterday to today. I felt I was holding a real burden of the year. And I do feel, okay, I'm very tired today, but I do feel it's being released, and I'm moving forward. So yeah, manifest your dreams, and with the power of love, I've just got, and joy, power of love and joy. Well, you had the angel of love, didn't you?
Yeah. And I think with this Scorpio moon over the next couple of weeks, we're finally ready to see the secrets that have been hiding in plain sight. And what we do have to recognize is that although those secrets may feel uncomfortable, they may make us angry, they may make us fearful, it's that drift, it's that recognition that if we can't see what needs to change, it will never change. So at the beginning of this year, what we're going to get, and this is perhaps where it was about a couple of months, is we're going to see more clearly the realities rather than the manufactured or hidden. There is so much misinformation and disinformation, and people exhausted and fatigued about how do I do the right and good thing, how do I consider the greater good. And that is the jumping off point, actually. If we don't consider it, we've never
got to release
change it.
We've got to release it. It's got to go.
Yeah.
And I do think this is an opportunity within the next fortnight just to recognize, release, and I need another R, rejuvenate. There you go.
Yeah.
I had to have the other R.
Yeah. And again, remembering that we've got that lovely angel of hearts. If we come from our heart, in our heart is the purest form of spirit. It's that unconditional
Joy.
love, which again, it does bring us joy. Just remind yourself, whenever we set out on a year that is about forward, going forward, which is what the chariot's about. It's about rising above it and kind of clicking back into forward momentum, that we are going to have to shed, which is where the letting go is. And we're coming to a time in the next few years where the secrets can't stay hidden because they're holding us back, either within us or in the outer world. So a really interesting, I mean, I feel really positive. I'm like you, the shift that's happened overnight is really positive. And it does feel a bit like a burden's been put down.
Yeah, I've offloaded.
Yeah. And what we have to trust is that there are enough good-hearted people who are going to step up and say, we want to be different.
And over the next fortnight, before the next full moon, there's going to be a lot of decisions being made in this world. We've got all the thing about America. We've just had our budget, so all these decisions, people are going to be watching what these decisions are.
Yes.
What effect these decisions are going to have on us.
And I do think this chariot year is really the emphasis on walking your talk. It's not enough to say it anymore. You've got to do it. Whatever you believe, you've got to do. And so what we've got to check in is, what do we believe? What are our values? And then put those out into action.
And I'm going to say it, I'm not sexist at all, but when you look at our budget, and I don't know if anybody watched it, but how strongly that feminine energy came through with her masculine balance, with the overall conscious unity of people that she wanted to change lifestyles of. And when you listen to Kamala Harris the other night, it was almost the same sort of voice that was being said.
Oh yes, I do think Kamala really represents our divine feminine in action, walking the talk, and very much representing a powerful divine feminine energy. And what's really interesting is that her running mate embraces his divine feminine whilst embracing his divine masculine, but it's not a toxic masculinity.
It's well balanced.
It is a masculinity that is comfortable in the equality of the divine feminine that's within him and around him.
Exactly.
And we've got choices this year. We've got chances. So have a good 2 weeks.
Yes.
Give some thought to how you express yourself in the world, and come more as much as you can from your heart.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
So thank you, everybody. We'll be back at full moon, of course.
Yes.
Though maybe not in the same room this
No,
time.
maybe not. You never know. You never
know. So take care, everyone, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.